Hundreds of protesters are expected to gather in Washington, D.C. this weekend for a rally supporting the January 6th Capitol rioters. The Justice for J6 rally is expected to be much smaller than the protest-turned-insurrection 8 months ago. But intelligence officials are preparing using lessons they learned from January 6th. CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga joins me now with more. Hi there, Nicole. So at least 500 people have RSVP'd, saying that they plan to attend the rally in D.C., but it's about who actually shows up. What do we know, Nicole, about them and how DHS is tracking them?
Hi, Elaine. Well, far-right extremist groups, including the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers, are planning to attend the rally. That's at least according to sources familiar with intelligence issued by U.S. Capitol Police. Meanwhile, officials at the Department of Homeland Security telling me they are tracking potential counter-protesters who could show up to voice their dissent. That kind of potential friction does put law enforcement on alert, combined with some chatter online, but both DHS and FBI officials have said there's no specific credible threat observed here. Now, you mentioned size, and law enforcement expects up to 700 people will attend Saturday's event. Just to give you a sense, though, of how different that scale is from what those of us who were outside the U.S. Capitol experienced on January 6th, tens of thousands of people congregated in D.C. during the January 6th attack. That event has already led to 580 arrests, at least 83 of those charged to ties to extremist groups, individuals who have those ties, including the Proud Boys, members of the Oath Keepers, and 3 percenters. Now, one thing that law enforcement does focus on when it comes to potential threats of domestic terrorism is inspiration. What will motivate demonstrators to, potentially these extremist groups to congregate, to possibly commit acts of violence? Back in January, we saw then President Trump call on his supporters, to come to Washington, D.C. for a quote-unquote Stop the Steal rally outside the White House. That was planned for the exact same time Congress was meeting to certify the 2020 election. That level of motivation simply doesn't exist here. There's no push by the former president. Many lawmakers, including Congressman Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, have declined invites to this event. In fact, both chambers of Congress will be on recess this weekend.
Yeah, a quite different environment, it sounds like, in Washington. Well, Nicole, we understand that law enforcement is planning for the possibility of other groups co-opting the rally to promote their own causes. What do we know about those groups?
Yeah, law enforcement and Homeland Security officials telling me they anticipate demonstrators with other grievances may also show up on Saturday, co-opting this event to promote their own issues or causes. Earlier this month, DHS published a terrorist bulletin warning of extremists, quote, seeking to exploit the emergence of COVID-19 variants by viewing the potential reestablishment of public health restrictions across the United States as some sort of rationale to conduct attacks. Now, there has been a major anti-mask, anti-vax groundswell that's organized against President Biden's mandates, and they're looking for the first Saturday they can demonstrate. And because of the 9/11 anniversary last week, their first Saturday since those mandates were put in place is the 18th. Now, we've seen this movie before in April of 2020. Then President Trump tweeted for governors to liberate Michigan and Minnesota. You might recall amid protests over stay-at-home orders, anti-government militia groups, we saw them surface outside state capitol buildings. But beyond this, officials say foreign-aligned groups could also amplify any narratives floated at the Justice for J6 rally in an effort to sow division. That's not unlike the discord and misinformation we experienced in recent elections.
Well, the so-called Stop the Steal rally on January 6th, as we know, turned deadly. Given that, how are law enforcement officials preparing, and might we see the National Guard deployed?
Yeah, all of this said, Elaine, important to point out, it's expected to be largely manageable. Again, no specific nor credible threat here, but law enforcement, as you mentioned, not taking any risks. They've designated this a Tier 3 event. That's a special designation. It tells us that federal law enforcement will be seen and heard around the U.S. Capitol, assisting U.S. Capitol Police. Metropolitan Police have activated their entire force, postponing vacation days in anticipation of Saturday. The Department of Defense, meanwhile, is reviewing a request request by the U.S. Capitol Police for the D.C. National Guard to be at Saturday's rally, per a DoD official and a congressional source familiar with that request. Now, you might recall Maryland Governor Larry Hogan told us it took nearly 2 hours for the Pentagon to give authorization for his state to send its National Guard to Washington to help out on January 6th. I asked Governor Hogan what he's expecting this Saturday. Take a listen.
Most of the federal partners seem to think it's going to be a fairly peaceful and manageable situation, and we hope that's true. But if not, we'll be ready to provide whatever assistance we can.
So as you heard, although it's expected to be peaceful and manageable, as Governor Hogan told CBS News, they will remain on alert there in Maryland in case of a possible request for deployment.
Well, Capitol Police are already putting up fencing around the Capitol ahead of Saturday's rally. Do we know when they plan to take it down?
Yeah, U.S. Capitol Police already putting up fencing, but leadership does plan to take it down as soon as possible after Saturday. Congressional sources telling CBS News the fence will likely come down Monday at the latest, if not Sunday. You'll recall there was a fair amount of concern from both members of Congress and just members of the public about that fenced-in status of the People's House after January 6th. Though, keep in mind, not a lot of tourist traffic inside the Capitol building these days due to some of the COVID-19 public safety protocols. But yes, we are looking at Sunday or Monday for some of that new fencing to come back down.
Well, this rally in D.C. is the main event, but it is not the only one happening. Nicole, where are some other Justice for J6 rallies planned?
Yeah, Elaine, there are about a dozen Justice for J6 events planned in the upcoming month and into October. The DHS has been sort of tracking public information on protesters, including state and federal permit applications, from across the country and hotel reservations, just to sort of track the size of some of these other rallies. These protests are, quote unquote, calls for justice for jailed January 6 defendants. Those are the words of the organizers, and they're expected to take place everywhere from Florida to Washington states and in cities in between like Denver, Boston, Albany, and Nashville. The rally slated for Atlanta, we should note, on September 25th, Elaine, is actually on the same day that former President Trump plans to be in Georgia, though he will be speaking 2 hours south in Perry.
All right, a lot to watch this weekend. Nicole Sganga. Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you.